Good morning, student. Today we will discuss about mental health and adolescence. Mental health, many of emotional in mental health, many of emotional and social changes, many of emotional and social changes have implication on mental health. Mental health implication includes confusion, irritation, moodiness, frustration, nausea, less concentration, hyperactivities, anger. These are the mental health implication. That is the confusion, irritation, moodiness, frustration, nausea, less concentration, hyperactivities, anger, etc. The effects on lifestyles the effect of mental health on lifestyle like obesity, addictions, accidents leading to ill health, etc. Effects on lifestyle like obesity, addictions, accidents leading to ill health, etc. The mental illness in fact is in term of different forms of depression like insomnia and loss of energy. Then mental illness disorders or unfavorable changes. Mental illness means the disorders or unfavorable changes. The mental illness or disorders or unfavorable changes is associated with psychological or behavior manifestation. These are broadly classified as psychosis or neurosis. Then the psychosis include delusions, hallucination, disturbance in the disturbances in the thinking, process, etc. Disturbances in the thinking, process, etc. Psychosis leads to Alzheimer's disease. Psychosis leads to Alzheimer's disease, schizophrenia, depressive psychosis, etc. Then the amnesia means the loss of memory. Amnesia means the loss of memory. Bulimia means the extreme overindulgence of food. Bulimia means the extreme overindulgence in food. Then anxiety, fear. Anorexia nervosa, loss of appetite. Means anorexia nervosa means the loss of appetite. Depression, etc. The psychosis include. Then the neurosis include. Schizophrenia, illusions, hallucination, etc. These are included in neurosis. This is about the mental health. Then the next is the adolescence. Adolescence is a bridge linking. Adolescence is the bridge linking in childhood and adulthood. Adolescence is a bridge linking childhood and adulthood, which is accompanied by several biological and behavioral changes. Adolescence is a very vulnerable phase of mental, psychological development of an individual. Adolescence is vulnerable phase of mental, psychological development of an individual. Adolescence is characterized by a number of cognitive, emotional, cognitive, emotional, then physical, and attitudinal changes. The adolescence is characterized by a number of cognitive, emotional, physical, and attitudinal changes which can cause of conflict, which can cause of conflict on one hand and positive personality development on other hand, which cause a conflict on one hand and positive personality development on the other. Adolescent psychology is associated with notable changes. Psychology is associated with notable changes in mood known as mood swings. Notable changes in mood known as mood swings. The adolescents who have a good relationship with their parents, are less likely to engage in various risk behaviors such as smoking, drinking, fighting, and unprotected sexual contact, etc. Then treatment. Treatment of such disorders should be preferred with non-pharmacological approach with due respect to rights of children. Then next treatment is the mental health gap action program, that is the WHO recommended Evidence-based guideline. WHO recommended evidence-based guideline under mental health gap action program. Mental health gap action program. Then next is the addiction. Then next is the addiction. Addiction. Addiction is a psychological attachment. Addiction is a psychological attachment. Psychological attachment to certain effects. To certain effects. Addiction is a psychological attachment to certain effects such as euphoria, and a temporary feeling of well-being and temporary feeling of well-being associated with drugs and alcohol. Associated with drugs and alcohol. Associated with drugs and alcohol. Addiction may involve the use of substances such as alcohol, opioids, cocaine, nicotine and others, or behaviors such as gambling. The substances such as alcohol, opioids, cocaine, nicotine and others, or behaviors such as gambling, overall result in the impairment of physical and psychological functions. Impairment of physical physical and psychological functions of body. Psychological functions of body. Then the causes of substances abuse. Then next is the causes of substances. Causes of substance abuse. Causes of substance abuse during adolescence. Causes of substance abuse during adolescence. The causes are insufficient parental supervision. Insufficient parental supervision. And monitoring. Causes are, first is the insufficient parental supervision and monitoring. Then second is the lack of communication between child and parent. Lack of communication. Lack of communication between child and parent. Then third cause, poorly defined rules. Poorly defined rules. Then next cause, family conflicts. The next is the family conflicts. Then the next cause is the favorable parental attitude towards alcohol and drug uses. Favorable parental attitude towards alcohol and drug uses. The next cause is the expectation from drugs use. Expectations from drugs use. The next cause is the risk-taking behavior. Risk-taking behavior. Then the methods or measures to control drug abuse. The next is the methods or measures. Methods or measures to control drug abuse. To control drug abuse. first measure to control drug abuse. Prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. Then next is the avoid undue pressure. Avoid undue pressure. And third method or measure to control drug abuse is education and counseling of child. Education and counseling of child to face problems and stress. To face problems and stress. To accept disappointments, and failure as a part of life. Failure as a part of life. Channelize the energy of child. Channelize the energy of child in sports. Channelize the energy of child in sports, studies, and other constructive activities. This is about the mental health and adolescence. Thank you.